Hello everybody. I am back for my second video of the day. If you watch the Ulti video, then you can just fast forward through this to get to the Yieldmax. I'll try to go through this a little bit quicker. I'm running a little late this evening because somebody had asked for YMAG and YMAX estimate stuff. I was working on that workbook today. I was working on making adjustments and changes to the Ulti workbook, trying to make it better, and then more relevant and visually. And then I started working on this, and then I decided I needed to help Max with some formulas, and then yeah, I've been working on all these workbooks. But I wanted to bring up here that I said something about should I have to, because I've been doing both these videos daily, and it takes 3 or so hours a night, 3 or 4 hours a night to do all these things, and then I have to do them really late because the holdings won't come out until sometime after 8:30 at night, so I can't see them until then. But if I have to choose to not do one of these daily, to only do one a day, either the Yieldmax named or the Ulti, I'm going to do it based off of the like. So I decided this evening while I was waiting on the holdings to go ahead and see where we stood. And so looking here, if you look in column B, those are the likes for those days' videos for the trades and holdings. And then the Ulti, you can see those. So right now, we're looking at 60 to 80% of the likes are for Ulti. And then the named are being, any from 16 to 36%. In fact, the last two videos that I did only have 5 or 7 likes. So this is telling me that not very many people want to see the Yieldmax named or single stock ETFs. But I'm going to watch this and see how it goes. So just make sure you're liking the videos if you do actually like them and want me to keep doing them, because I'm doing, like I said, it takes hours to do these, and it's a lot of work to do all of the do the spreadsheets, make adjustments, especially on these brand new ones that I'm doing, and the fact that I'm new to doing the spreadsheets, right? And we're still trying to iron things out and make them better. Still have things outstanding and other requests, but you can always, do that. But then I was also thinking, well, the things that I've been doing. So I've been doing the holds and tradings every day, but I know somebody mentioned something about, just looking at one of them. So do you want to see just the holdings and where we stand with all the strike prices, or do you want to see the trades also, which is what I do, right? I review the trades with you. I show you what they did, how much it cost, and then I'll show you, okay, here's the total holdings as we go into the next day. So do you want to see the trades? Do you want to see the holdings? Do you want to see both? I don't really know without that feedback. And right now, at least on the Yieldmax name, the feedback I'm seeing with the likes is I don't need to do this video. But I don't know. Maybe I need to do something different. Maybe, like I said, maybe you only want to see the holdings for that, or the trades or the strike prices, but just let me know. And then I did a weekly roundup this past week that showed all the income or profits or losses every day by each ETF for the past few weeks. So that's weekly. And then I was looking at possibly going through and reading the prospectus for Ulti. For any of those that just want to hear, sort of like an audible, right? I'll just read it to you. I don't know that you want to listen to my voice read it, but I need to read it fully, right? So then it's like, well, if y'all want me to read it, then that'll make me read it, right? But anyway, and one of my main purposes is life is Excel and spreadsheets and formulas. And it's actually the whole reason that I even started the YouTube channel, was because I was doing stuff for the Discord and building things for other people. Then I was like, well, let me just make a video over what this is. So that's actually what I do, and I help others out. In fact, that's what I was doing with Max earlier. In Discord, we got on the computer, and he was trying to explain, what he needed. And then it took me a minute to wrap my head around it. But we were able to get that figured out. So, if you ever want me to show anything with stuff like that, I would be more than happy to do those. Then I did the distribution. So I have done the distribution guesses. I don't really have a template for that one yet, but I did the YMAX and YMAG last time. One of them I was like just maybe a fraction of a cent off, and the other one I was a little bit off because the data I was using was actually the wrong day of data because I hadn't been saving them yet, so it was like a day off. But now that I've been doing these every day, I actually have all the data saved. So I had that, then a distribution announcement, which I did the other morning, but then it was requested to me do a follow-up so you could see it with all of the percentages, all the other ones. I can't even think now. All of the other distributions, how it ranked on those, what the average distributions are, and what's the total return. So I did that. So this is sort of what I've been doing. The question is, what do I need to keep doing, and what other things would you prefer to see? Now, I will say I'm keeping this more towards Yieldmax only because I'm learning, and I need to learn one thing right now. I don't need to be going other things, though Feppy would, I don't know. I think I would like to do that one or see what's going on there. But anyway, I'm going to stick more towards Yieldmax, especially with Jay being very responsive to emails and questions, and, volunteering, his time and sending me emails at like 10, 11 o'clock at night, responding to me almost immediately. And then, telling me that he can help me out with some things. But so I'll be a little loyal with him helping me out with all that. And the other thing was that I wanted to do a YouTube live video tonight to do some thoughts about, what would you ask Jay if you could ask him something, right? What would you want to ask him? And I didn't have time to do it. And then earlier I was like, well, let me just see if I can go live with Max and maybe me and him can figure some things out before we figured it out in the Discord. And apparently on YouTube, you have to request it 24 hours in advance. So I couldn't even do a live YouTube before 8:30 tomorrow night. So I don't even know that anybody would want to do a live video at 8:30 at night. So y'all let me know about that, because I don't know when would be the best time. But basically, I just want to, maybe y'all can post some questions and stuff. So maybe think about that, what you'd want to ask Jay. In fact, I had it up earlier. Yeah, right here. I mean, this cool little thing. I think it's pretty cool. I mean, I have Yieldmax and I have the Defiance, thing there. But I'm, anybody that wants to ask anything for Defiance too, we can do that, because I know that Max... I'd been talking to Jay about getting interviews about him talking with Max Convexity, Retire on Dividends, and the tactical Mike, the tactical stock scalper. Sorry, lots of words there. So I've been emailing with him about getting interviews or getting connected up with them. So I know any questions that you would do here that if it's not something that I ask him, when I talk to him, it might be something that one of the other ones would like to ask them. Because when you go in to do stuff like this, you can't remember everything that you wanted to ask or needed to ask. So I just wanted to do a little live session with that. But y'all let me know. Sorry, hopefully you fast forwarded through this if you watched the Ulti video. So sorry, duplicating efforts. I just don't know that obviously everybody's not watching both videos. But let's just get into here. Let's get into it. There weren't a lot of trades, just to be honest with you. And most of the trades, I think, were just closing out or adding to. There were a few that had a few new strike prices. So I did not have these formatted, to pull up just right. I should have set those up before. So these are our trades. Let's just make sure we got the holdings set up here. Just making sure I took off the formulas. And then I could probably hide the weightings on this one too. I thought I already done that, but I probably didn't do it on the main one. All right, here we go. So we have trades. If you look on AIYY, they ended up having a closeout 250 215 contracts. I guess some people sold out of it. So it ended up costing now $52,000 to close out of those. So if we go over to the holdings, we can see that AIYY closed at 1631. And just a reminder that today was the ex-dividend date, so all of the ETFs dropped by the amount of the ETF, or the dividend. Sorry, they dropped by the amount of the distribution early this morning, but I didn't catch any of them because I was doing videos and spreadsheets, for this YouTube stuff and everybody, that I never even looked to see what I wanted to purchase. So, yeah. And then in this morning, having to sleep in from doing this all night, I never even, I didn't get to see some of those cheaper prices, right? Because the market was starting to go up on some of these. So in the end, I did not get to purchase any stocks today. But I'm hoping a lot of you were able to. So, sorry, I'm going to zoom that in a little bit more. But anyway, okay, so AIYY closed at 1631, and AI went down a little bit to 3246. We have one short call, and that's another thing. I mentioned on the other video, but I was requested to change weekly to short call. So I have changed that throughout all of my workbooks, and yeah, we'll see. I'll check, as I go through this. Well, I had to go through the other tabs. I'll know if I have any issues or errors. I didn't look, but I think I got everything changed everywhere it needed to be. But anyway, so now these will say short call instead of weekly. So we have two short calls here. We were not on. We were here. AIYY. We have a short call of $39, and we are $6.54 away from that short call. And if we go to AMDY, it had some trades here. That's the wrong tab. Okay. Make sure there's no formulas there too. So AMDY, they had to close out 150 contracts. So I guess some people had closed out of that one as well. So if we go here, we can see AMDY closed at 2308. AMD closed at 210.63. We have two short call strike prices of 215 and 220. We are about $4.37 from the first strike price. Hold on, I'm like, can I do math? Yeah, $4.37, and the second one were $9.37 from that. And we will move on to AMZ. I do not recall if it had trades or not. Okay, so no trades for AMZ or Apple. So if we go over here, we have AMZ closed at 22.25, Amazon at 173.51. We have three short calls that expire Friday. All of them, our stock price is underneath all of those because those strikes are 177.50, 180, 182.50. So our strike difference, we're looking at that first one, we're $4 away, and then that last one, we're about $9 away. So it's looking decent for the short calls there. So we'll move on to Apple here. This one closed at 16.55. Apple closed at 169.12. We do have two short calls with a strike price of 175 and 182.50. So we are underneath both of those. And then we also have our synthetic that's going to expire next week. And the strike prices are 190 and we're at 169. So that means that that's going to cost us a lot to close. So if you look over here on the right now, just to close that, if we close that put out today, it would have cost $6.1 million. And in this one, we would have got 19. So it'd still be $6.1 million to close that. But we have 1 week. All we can do is hope that that's going to go up. And then we did see that we had some Coney trades, but it was just closing out. It looks like some people sold out, so they ended up selling 1,190 contracts. I didn't mention the total trades earlier up here, sorry, but on AMDY, they actually made $167 on their trade. For Coney here, they made $3.5 million closing those out. So even though people sold out, they ended up making money off of it. So that was good. So we're going to go, maybe, okay. And we're going to go over to Coney. So Coney closed at $26.09. Man, I remember just like a month or so ago, it was 18 something dollars. But it's at $26.02. Coin closed at $238.55. They have one short call that expires Friday. Strike price of $2.40. We are $1.45 from that strike price. Yes. Wow. I don't know at what point that's from today, but it's on the right. It says we would have to pay $14.5 million to close that position. So clearly it had to. I don't know. I'm not even going to speculate because I really don't know when that the time that data would have pulled. But anyway, we'll move on to Dizzo. Dizzo didn't have any trades. It closed at 21.02. Disney closed at 110.06. Our strike price for our short call is 114, so we're under that by $4. Our synthetic will expire next week. It's $110, so we're actually right there. It's 110, and our price is 110.06. So there we go, pretty close. And then I'm pretty sure the next one had trades. So that's less formula, so I didn't copy and paste those. So here we go with Phoebe. It looks like, okay, yeah, they just added 15 contracts to the synthetic and the 510 short call. So it just added its contracts to that one. But we have, let's see, Phoebe closed at 22.74, Meta closed at 496.09, and we have 4 different short call strike prices. 500, 505, 510, and 515, with the majority of our contracts sitting at 510. That 510 we're about $14 from. But from our first strike price we're $4 from, and our biggest strike price are about $19. And GUI, let me just make sure. I don't think we had any more trades, but we do once we get all the way down to Misty. So we'll keep on going here. So GUI closed at 15.57, Google 131.40. We have 3 short call strike prices, 135, in which we're 360 from. Then we have 140 and 141, and that one's 960 from the short call strike price. We move on down to JPMO. It closed at 21.01. JPM closed at 189.53. And our short call strike price is 187.50, and we are over that by $2. Move on to Murney. Oh, I'm sorry. We have the synthetic that will expire next week. It's 185, and JPM is 189.53, so we're over that. So that's looking decent. If we closed it right now, we would make some money. So now we have Murney. It closed at 19.61. Moderna closed at 98.10. We have 1 short call. The strike price is 100, and we are $1.90 away. The synthetic again. So the synthetic is, the strike price is 105, so we're below that, so that's not good. It looks like we're going to cost us $1.4 million to close that out this week. MSFO strike prices, the stock price for the close today was $21.60. Microsoft was $402.09, and we have 4 short calls there. So we have 4 different strike prices. We have $410, which were $8 away. Then we have $412.50, $420, and $422.50. So the biggest one there, $22.50, we are $20.41 away from that one. Then we have a synthetic that closes next Friday, not this week, but the next week. The strike price of $4.20, and we are not above that. So right now it's showing that we would have to pay $1.6 million to close that one out. So we're going to go over to Misty because we had trades there, but all they did, they added 13 contracts to the synthetic, and then they opened up a new short call with a new strike price of $1,450. These trades cost a total of $355,000. And you can see over here, Misty is at $30.62. MicroStrategy is $1,246. We have 5 different strike prices now. I think this is the only one I've seen that's had this many. I could be wrong. But we have 5 strike prices starting at $12.30. So we have 4 contracts there, and we're only over it by like $16. Then we have $13.50, which would be $100 away, $14.30, $14.50, and $1,600. With that $1,600 strike price being $354 away. If we're going to go on to Netflix, let's see where we're at on our trades tab. So we just have 2 more there, Netflix and Nvidia. So for both of these, I'll just read both of these while I'm here. All it did was add to the synthetic, and both of them opened up a new short call with a new strike price. So Netflix there was $6.20, and Nvidia opened a $9.40. And so Netflix over there earned $11,000 from those, but Nvidia lost $1.9 million from these trades. They had to pay that in. So we'll go over to the holdings. So Netflix closed at $17.90. Netflix at $597.69. We have 3 short call strike prices of $6.20, which is about $22 away. $6.30 and $6.35. That's $37.31 away. We'll move on to Nvidia. It closed at Nvidia closed at $28.88. Nvidia closed at $8.87. We have 5 short calls. The first strike price is $8.25 with 45 contracts. We are over that. It would cost us $286,000 to close that out. Today it would have. And the next one is $850, which is where almost all of our stocks are. Almost $3,000. $850, and we're over that by $37. So it shows on the right, these expire Friday, it shows on the right that it would cost $11.7 million to close that out. And then we have a 900 strike price, so we're under that. And then we have the 905, and then we have a 940. So the 940 is $53 away from the current price. We move on to OARC. OARC is $12.93. The ARC price is $49.68. Our short call strike price is $52. That expires Friday, and we are currently under it by $2.32. PayPay closed at $17.37. PayPal closed at $58.12. And we have 3 different short calls. We have a $61 strike, a $62 strike, and a $63 strike price. So we're $5 away from the 63. So then we'll be 4 and 3. Yeah, just make sure I'm doing math right. All right, so then we're going to go into SQY, which closed at 22.2. Block closed at 75.53. We have 2 short calls that expire Friday, 82 and 83 strike prices. So we're about 6.5, 7.5 away from those. Then we have this synthetic position that will close Friday. That will be the next Friday is when it expires. And next week with a strike price of 80, but we are not above that one. So right now it shows that it would cost us almost $2 million to close that out. So Tesla, our price is $15.99. And then our Tesla is $176.54, which is that to me is significant because it's really low for Tesla, even in the last several months. But we have three different straight prices. We have $192.50, $190, and $205 for our short calls. For that first one, we're about $16 from, and the 205 one we're $28 from. Move on to zone. Oh, sorry. We have two synthetics expiring. This is the one that oh my goodness, because we have a synthetic of 185. And we're below that now. And we have a synthetic of 220. So, oh shit, I didn't ask for it to do that. Stop. The puts would cost $145 million to close out. So 145. So over $1 million to close those out. 100 million. What am I saying? Actually, I'm really losing my mind. I'm really tired. I guess 144. That's 141 million. Yeah, it's a lot. That is a lot. And then the fact that it just tanked, I can't believe that. Anyway, Zomo. So 1743, Exxon closed at 106.77. We have three short calls. Strike price 103, which we're over, 106, which we were over, and then 107, and we're only 23 cents away. So right now our short call, oh man, I had here weekly call value, and then when I did the control find weekly, and then replace it with short call, it did that there, and I did not notice. So I am going to do this, and so maybe I have to remember to go back and change all those back. Alright, we're going to move on to Yieldmax, which closed at $20.37, and then Yieldmax that closed at $21.31. If you want to see the Ulti stuff, that will be in a separate video. And I will leave that here, and I appreciate y'all watching if you made it this far. If you liked the video or want to see more of these videos, please hit the like button. Again, it's going to determine on which videos eventually, I'll continue to do or not. And y'all have a good day tomorrow, and hopefully there'll be some good buying opportunities. But anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.